Welcome to the Rap Drugs Pod Live. Coming at you for another week of chaos. How's it going, brother Todd?
Not too bad. How you doing, brother Jason?
Doing all right, doing all right. Hopefully no one thinks that's like cultural appropriation or anything like that.
I
I'm
hope not.
I'm whatever church that says that type of stuff. I'm part of that church, yeah. Welcome.
I think
to
that's
the new
cultural
church.
appropriation, you dumbass.
No, this is the new church. Church of What's Happening Now is gone. Joey Diaz, Lee Sayat shutting down. So we got J-Mac Diaz and Toddy Sayat.
I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast yesterday. I forget who he had on, but he was saying he's probably gonna.
Tim Dillon? Probably the Tim Dillon one, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Tim Dillon.
How could you miss that? Yeah. 2 hours of fucking hilarity.
It was so funny. But he was saying he's probably going to just buy Joey Diaz a house when he moves to Austin, Texas. Yeah. He's going to spend one winter in Jersey and want to go back.
Yeah, that sounds so awesome.
You know what I was most excited for is Joe Rogan said he's opening a comedy store there.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens there.
Yeah.
At least him owning a comedy store would be pretty good. Maybe not the comedy store. Maybe he is going to open a franchise there in Austin. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if the Shore family's down to let him, especially after the whole Mencia Rogan beef from back in the day. And Rogan just walked away and let Mencia win. Bigger man.
Yeah.
I guess if you can't punch somebody or roundhouse kick them to the brain,
yeah,
you might as well walk away.
Well, I think he still won. You know?
Oh yeah. He won the war. It's like
that's what he knew. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to give away the Betty Broderick story, the new Dirty John on Netflix, but I'm sure the show itself gives it all away. But she lost the divorce, kind of like Joe Rogan, walked away from the comedy store. But she killed the guy and his new wife, so she won in the long run. She's still in jail, but she'll get out eventually, and she's still alive. But this other guy, dead. Her kids got all the money now. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Dead or 30 years in jail? Who lost?
Yeah.
Who lost?
Who lost?
But yeah, that's a really, really great flick. Another new docuseries, Well or Unwell. I told Todd to watch it. He hasn't had the chance yet. All you guys should watch it too. There's a great episode on ayahuasca. You don't have to watch it in any order, but it's super trippy, super cool, kind of brings you into that whole culture and I guess cultural appropriation according to some of the people's thoughts and ideas, and it may not even be what it originally was. So we're going to go deep on that eventually.
Cover that more.
Yeah, once we get into it. But
once I watch it fully.
Exactly. But yeah, there's been a lot going on in the last week, not just Joe Rogan and all his great guests and Tim Dillon being back on. I think Tim Dillon was back on for the Redemption. I believe, and this might be pure speculation.
What's the Redemption?
Joe would have brought him on anyways, because Tim Dillon was on like a week or two after the whole Corona outbreak, and Joe Rogan wasn't having it with the jokes. He just wasn't in that mind space. Whereas, like, he was shutting down the Bill Gates stuff. And that was so funny at the time.
Yeah,
Like, just Tim Dillon's, because he's, I don't know if it's his Twitter or if he's just on and connected, but he knows the zeitgeist, the cultural zeitgeist he's tapped into.
Yeah.
He's feeling the vibe of the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you can really tell, like, he explained it really well in that podcast. I really liked what he said about, you just got to not care. When he was saying that, it was just like, and that's like Joe cared too much at the time. He was too
exactly.
He was too into the before.
He couldn't see the forest through the trees. He was in the thick of it. But that happens sometimes. You get lost a bit in your own mind or the madness, especially for the COVID. I believe I was lost into it. Now I'm kind of more. I'm still very cautious. I even find myself slipping up and going back to like old thinking, like, oh yeah, like let's go to the lake where they pile in 50 people at a time and rotate throughout the day, and then you think again 3 hours later, well, that's going to be where the second wave starts. So
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't be a part of that petri dish.
100%.
COVID-20 is what's coming out of that type of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you
Totally.
saying about Timmy D? Just very, very philosophical, or
Well, Tim Dillon.
yeah, and Joe Rogan, and just do you think the new
Yeah, I don't
visit
remember
was?
what the fuck I was saying.
Well,
I
I
was
was
thinking,
speculating that
well,
the new visit was a lot more of a redemption, of comedy. Like whereas
yeah,
Joe Rogan tried to put a saddle on a wild horse on Tim Dillon in the last one, and then he let other people go into the Bill Gates thing. So I just can't see Tim Dillon letting Joe live that down.
yeah.
At the same time, I
I
can't
don't
see
know.
Joe living that down, and I could also as
I even felt
easily
like
see him back for no reason. But
oh yeah, he'll come back 100%. But
yeah,
I
he'll be back again in 3 months.
yeah, he's just too funny, and he's where a lot of people are going. But
yeah, he's number one comedy right now.
But I felt like even in this podcast, Joe was just like he just gets too serious, and Tim Dillon is just like he says serious things, but it's a joke all the time. Like he's just making a parody of real life.
Yeah.
And that's like a hard thing. Yeah.
The perfect example is that Bill Gates thing. Like, we I love Tim Dillon's pod. Maybe that's why we're making fun of the news all the time. But
like, but that's actually a great example.
But that's a good example where Joe got too serious.
People when he's going, people
shooting
get too
dust at the sun.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh no, it was into the stratosphere. That's
do you know
different.
how big the sun is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how big the sun is? And Tim Dillon's like, I don't care. This was real.
This is a villain.
So, it was real. He's a super villain. He was going to shoot a missile of dust.
Exactly. And that's the whole not seeing the forest through the trees thing, where Tim Dillon's trying to give you the view from 30,000 feet, where like a regular person who's a cashier at your grocery store isn't going to be thinking, oh, let's fire some dust into the sun to stop global warming. No, they're fucking got their cell phone bill to pay that maybe is behind, and they've got to call someone for a ride, but now they got to walk home because they couldn't pay their cell phone, and fucking they're buying a beer next door because they have such stressful lives. They need some sort of self-medication because they can't afford the medication they actually need because they don't have health insurance or whatever the fuck the problem is with people. Like, that's Tim Dillon's comedy is that. Like, there's rich ass people out there like Donald Trump that's wishing Ghislaine Maxwell well because he doesn't remember he's president when he's teeing off. His dementia sets in then.
Yeah.
And then you got Bill Gates on the other end who's hyper aware, super rich, like on top of the next $1 trillion industry every time. Like, who knows what the next $1 trillion industry is, but Bill Gates. And wants to fire dust into the wherever, like into fucking prostitutes' anuses, and hopefully that will cure STDs. Like, who knows what his next theory is going to be, but like that is insane.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's legitimate, it's insane. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit the bell for notifications. Drop a comment down below. Give us a like. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, show some love with a 5-star review already.
We appreciate all you fucking drug fiends out there coming in every day, hitting that like.